I'm gonna show you guys how you can buy a 6-unit property with $0 down. So the most frequently asked question I get is, how do I buy real estate when I don't have a lot of money and my credit isn't amazing? Or I'm also finding a lot of investors who are basically capped out at the bank. The bank will typically cap you out at 10 loans just with your personal income and your personal credit. After that, you have to get kind of creative with buying properties. So let's get into the property. So this is how you can get a property with $0 down. The owner is willing to finance 20% of the purchase price. So basically what that means is you're gonna walk into a bank and ask them to finance 80% of the full price of the property. And the owner's gonna hold a second note or a second mortgage on the property, which basically allows you to walk into a bank and get $0 down. I have to put $0 down on the property. Now, why the heck would an owner hold a 20% note or a secondary note on a property? For two reasons. One, they're probably having trouble selling a property on the market, or you got to them early enough where they're not completely motivated, but they're willing to get kind of creative to sell a property without having to show the property 100 times. Or two, they want to reduce their tax burden. So typically when you sell a property, you have to pay 30 to 40% capital gains tax on your net proceeds. So let's just say they're getting $50,000. The government can tax 30% of that money. So sometimes owners will get kind of creative so they don't have to pay all their taxes out at one time. So let's get into the property. It's completely updated, new HVAC, new roof, new flooring, new vanities in the bathroom. It's like completely updated. They're getting $600 a month on rent per unit. What I know a little bit more than any other just ordinary investor, you can get $700 for this unit as it is right now. Like, you don't have to fix anything else. You can raise the rent to $700, guaranteed. We already went over this. The price is $320,000. The bank would finance $256,000, and the owner would finance $64,000. Now I wanted to go over this a little bit more. The reason why, like, an owner isn't just going to give anybody a secondary note. They're going to give somebody they trust someone who's confident, a secondary note. Somebody who's a new investor who doesn't really know what they're doing, they're probably not going to trust you with $64,000, because that's basically what the owner is doing. Trusting you that you're going to pay them $64,000 over the course of this note. And if they don't trust you, if you're not credible enough, you don't seem experienced enough, they're just not going to do it. And I would advise them not to do it because it is very risky for them. But getting back to the numbers of the property, the insurance is going to be about $80 per, so it's 3 duplexes on one parcel of land. So $80 per duplex. The taxes are $197 a month. Repairs and maintenance, I would do 10% of the gross amount of your rent. It's a newer property, built in 1985, completely updated, new HVACs, all the larger things are pretty much updated, even the flooring, the paint, everything like that. So let's just say 10% of that. 10% is gonna go towards management, because you don't wanna manage these yourself. You want to improve your lifestyle by getting cash flow every month, not by managing properties. But if you decide to manage it yourself, you can add this back into your net income. Capital expenditures, I would say 10%. Like I said, all the larger things are completely updated: plumbing, electric, roof, HVAC. The debt, the bank finance is going to cost you $1,761 a month. That $256,000 note, 20-year amortization, 5.5% interest rate is what I'm seeing right now. So you can plan on your mortgage being pretty close to that. Vacancy, I would say a 5% vacancy rate. She's typically always full because her rent's low. But if you decide to raise that rent up, or just the shock of new management, sometimes you'll have somebody move out. So I'll say a 5% vacancy rate. Before your owner financing note, you're gonna make about $519. Now, the reason I didn't add the owner financing note into this income or these expenses, because yes, you'll have to pay it, but you can also get creative, just like the owner is getting creative. You can say, hey, look, why don't we do a 2-year interest only payment? Or let's just say we hold the note for the first year so I can refinance. Like, you can get really, 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 really creative here. Let's just say you don't have to pay this $306 until year 2. You can make $519. You can throw that money back into the property in addition to your repairs and maintenance and CapEx budget. do some little things that'll make a big difference to a tenant. Let's just say you do new exterior paint on the outside of the property, or you redo the parking lot. Do anything just to add value back to those tenants. You can then refinance this property, get some money back out, and then pay off this note before you even have a payment. So you can get really creative as well, but that's for us more experienced folks. But if you guys need help kind of thinking of ways to structure our owner finance, please get in contact with me. I get really deep with stuff like that. But let's just say the owner says, look, I want my payments from day one. It's gonna cost you about $306 a month. So that's a 30-year amortization, a 4% interest rate on $64,000. So it's gonna cost you about $306. Your net income is going to be $213, which is a really good deal. Saying that, being that you're not putting any money down. Like a lot of people say, hey, look, I want to make $100 per unit. That's cool if you're putting down $64,000, but if you're not putting any money down, you probably be okay with making $213, and that's if you keep everything the same. That's you not raising the rent $25 to $100. That's just you keeping everything the same as it is right now. You're not managing the property. You're keeping almost over $500 in your repairs and maintenance and capital expenditure budget. In your it's a really good deal in my opinion. So if you're interested in more properties like this, or you're interested in this property specifically, get in contact with me, ArkansasMultifamilyExpert.com/schedule. I look forward to talking with you and helping you get into real estate investing sooner than later. That's the goal, man. Just wealth creation sooner than later. There's no reason to wait. There's deals like this I'm showing you, every single day. There's deals out here just like this. So get in contact with me, and let's get into real estate investing.